So what's the difference between trauma bonds and true love? That's what we talk about today, y'all. We hopping right into it as well. If you're new here, my name is Lee Hammock. I'm a diagnosed narcissist, here to give you the inside look at the mind of a narcissist. And we're talking about trauma bonds versus true love. Trauma bond versus true, authentic, real love. What are the differences? How do you know whether or not you in one or the other? So I'm going to read off this list I found from Coach Angel Rose, right? Trauma bond first, and then true love. If you don't know what a trauma bond is, it's a deep emotional connection that a victim develops with their abuser. The person that is abusing them, they start bonding, not love. You notice I said bonding. It feels like love. It looks like love. It's love adjacent, but it's not love. It's trauma bonding. Victim to abuser, right? So, got it? Good. The first thing they have on here, right? The first difference, it says trauma bonds, the relationship starts with instant attraction and irresistible chemistry, versus true love. The relationship starts with attraction and curiosity that builds over time. So the toxic relationship dynamic with a narcissistic person or toxic person, yeah, it starts off hot and heavy. Y'all hear about love bombing? Yes. It starts off just burning hot heat. Both of these, the similarities, both start with attraction. You have to be attracted to the person that you're with, right? In some way, shape, or form. But trauma bonding, love bombing, right? That starts off just like head over heels. We all here. Yeah, it's kind of like, this is what I describe the difference, y'all. True love starts at the bottom of the mountain, and you work your way to the top. Real love builds over time. Trauma bonds, narcissistic relationship, toxic, abusive relationships start off at the mountain peak. It's like you get airdropped. A helicopter drops you off at the peak of Mount Everest, right? You're already there. You start at the peak, whereas everybody else at the beginning of a relationship starts off at the bottom, and you climb together. The narcissistic relationship, the trauma bonded relationship, starts off at the peak, and if you're already at the peak, where does it go from here? Down, right? The second thing they have on here, y'all, there's 5 things on here, right? The second difference they have, the relationship, trauma bond, the relationship is highly physical and a lot of clapping cheeks. It says actual, right? Versus true love, connection is physical, actual, emotional, and intellectual. So physical, you see the physical nature of it is part of it, right? Physical, y'all, it's hot and heavy in the bedroom. There's a lot of clapping cheeks, a lot of getting cheeks clapped, right? But also, true love is a deep emotional and intellectual connection as well. Trauma bonding typically lacks that. It feels emotional, it feels intellectual, but it's really not. A lot of times in these toxic relationship dynamics, y'all, the only time you feel valued is when there's intimacy, moments of intimacy. It's when you're in the bedroom, which is why it's so hard for people to leave. When so many people claim like the narcissist or the abuser, they're like, it was so good in the bedroom, I just can't find a way to let it go. I'm never going to get my cheeks clapped like that again. I'm never going to find a set of cheeks like that again, Lee. I don't want to leave them. Right, which I understand, right? I get it. Trust me. I get it. But you see the differences between it right there. Like the trauma bonding lacks the real true emotional and intellectual connection. It seems like you have it though, but you only really get it when you're in the bedroom. And when you with a toxic, abusive person, a narcissist, right? A lot of times they know that this is the only connection that you have. So they withhold it sometimes. Sometimes they punish you by withholding it. Yo, they'll have you begging to sleep with them. They'll have you begging them to sleep with them, male or female or person, right? They'll have you begging to sleep with them. And y'all, just speaking from a man, right? Y'all know I'm a narcissist. If a woman begs me, I'm like, I'm the top of the world. You begging for this, girl? You begging? I know I be putting it down. No, damn, you want it that bad? No. It makes them feel good to tell you no sometimes. It makes them feel good to punish you by withholding intimacy, because they know to you that that's probably the only connection that you have. You see how that works right there? So be very wary when you're dealing with an abusive, manipulative, horrible ass person that withholds intimacy. The third thing that they have right here, y'all. Number 3, the relationship cycle, the trauma bond. The relationship cycles through extreme highs and lows versus true love. The relationship is stable and based on mutual respect. True love, y'all, the crazy thing about it is, true love can seem boring. The stability can seem boring, can it? You just going in that straight line. Of course, in a real relationship, even in a true love relationship, it'll be the roads are not like the roads are not in the rich neighborhood. This is a poor neighborhood, right? The roads got divots. You're gonna be bumps. There's gonna be some bumps, so ups and downs, right? You're gonna have a bumpy road. It's gonna be a very, very bumpy road. But if narcissistic relationships are not bumpy roads, these are like peaks, highs and lows, and that's right there contributes to the bonding. That contributes to the bond sometimes right there, y'all. These differences right here contribute to the trauma bond. I'm dead serious. It contributes to the bonding. When you're bonded to your abuser like this, it happens so much to so many people. I promise you. The ups and downs, the high peaks and the low valleys get you addicted and make you feel like you're obsessed with this person. So a normal relationship with true love exists. You're riding on that road. It can seem boring, y'all. Peace can seem boring sometimes. But that toxic relationship, boom, 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 right? It's crazy how that works. And sometimes, y'all, when you get out of a trauma bonding relationship and you're in a real love relationship, y'all, it can seem that peace can seem like boredom and make you miss the trauma bond, make you miss the narcissist relationship, right? So be very weary when that happens, because so many people do experience this happening to them right here. Like where you get out of the toxic narcissistic relationship, the trauma bonding relationship, and now all of a sudden you feel bored because this peace feels boring because you're so used to chaos. Narcissistic relationships, trauma bonding relationships are full of chaos. You know, your damn nervous system doesn't have an opportunity to stabilize. It's chaotic, right? The fourth difference right here, y'all. Like Trauma Bond says, important conversations are avoided versus true love. Important conversations are a priority. Like so many people, and I this is right here where I hear a lot of people when I'm talking to people over Zoom, right, at mentalhealness.net. So many people, when they come to me and it's just like, well, we never argue, we never fuss, we never fight. To me, y'all, when people say they never argue, fuss, or fight, I think that's red flaggy. Y'all are not carbon copies of each other. Somebody's not speaking their piece. Somebody's being stifled to avoid arguments, to avoid tough conversations. Because if you bring something up, it's going to be shut down or an argument is going to happen. Like, there's no, in a trauma bonding relationship, there's no such thing as healthy conflict resolution versus a real, authentic, true love relationship. Healthy conflict exists. We are going to argue here and there, but these arguments are not going to lead to the end of our relationship because we're not going to go overboard and threaten to harm each other or threaten to go cheat or threaten to hit each other, whatever, right? Like a toxic narcissistic person will do. So when people say we never argue, I'm like, who's getting stifled? Who's not speaking their mind? Who's not speaking their truth? Because someone is avoiding it. I'm just keeping hot and ready, y'all. Look, I don't make the rules. I'm just talking about the hot and ready nature of it, right? So that's the big difference right there. You in real, authentic, true love relationships, you're going to have the tough conversations. Whereas in toxic narcissistic relationships where trauma bonds exist, you're not going to do that. And a lot of times because you don't want to have those conversations, although you do want to have those conversations, you just know that they're not going to end the way you know that you want them to end. They're going to end in an argument. The other person is going to have narcissistic rage. They're going to shut down. They're going to get a silent treatment. They're going to threaten to leave, threaten to hit you, threaten to abandon you, whatever, right? Threaten to unalive you. You see what I'm saying? The fifth way, the last way that they have on here, the difference between trauma bond and true love. Trauma bonds, the relationship feels like an addiction that you are powerless to quit. Versus true love, the relationship feels like an honor, a privilege, and a choice. A choice, yes. True love feels like a choice. Like, I'm choosing to love. I'm choosing to be loved. True love relationships, there's a lot of reciprocation going on there. Like, we're reciprocating. You love me, I love you. You see, and that happens, the back and forth goes on in these relationships. You love me, you show me love. I love you, I show you love. Whereas in trauma bonding relationships, I hear a lot of people, when I'm talking to them over Zoom or in my support groups, a lot of people describe the trauma bond as an addiction. And some people who have battled addiction and defeated addiction, right, have said that sometimes the narcissistic relationship, the trauma bond, That addiction can be harder to break than a drug addiction or addiction to alcohol. And one of the things I tell people, I was like, yeah, it makes sense because, drugs and alcohol don't have a voice, right? They can't come to you and talk to you unless you're hallucinating. Like meth can't show up at your doorstep and just like, here, smoke me, right? Your narcissistic ex can, your abusive ex can, your toxic ex can. They can pop up at the door, can't they? And tell you to take them back. They can pop up on you, right? They can say they're sorry. They can pretend to change for a little while. The drugs and alcohol can't do that, right? And that's why I'm just saying, like, you have to, like, it takes so much power and will to break an actual trauma bond. It is insane how difficult it is to break. But so many people I've talked to have broken it, right? There are some people that are so deep into it, it's going to take them a while to climb out of it. But so many people that I've spoken to, had the opportunity to speak to, that have taken my courses as well, have said that they've broken it. And I'm so thankful for those people. I'm like, yeah, good job on you breaking that. Because I know that's tough as hell to break. I know that's a very difficult thing to break, just overall in general, right? So if you are, like, say, dealing with a narcissistic person, toxic person, or whatever, and you feel like you might be trauma bonded to them, like, I'm available for coaching. There's a lot of other narcissistic abuse coaches, therapists out there that can help you out break the trauma bond as well. I have a course called Finding Your Why that details how to heal from narcissistic abuse. You can find that at mentalhealness.net. And also you can enter the code mothers or fathers for 50% off of that and my other courses as well to help you heal, y'all, because trauma bonds can be extremely difficult to break. And so many people describe love as a trauma bond. They're like, I just can't, I love this person so much. I love them so much. It's so hard for me to break up with them because I love them. I like, is that love or trauma bond? Like, love doesn't feel like this. Love doesn't hurt. Love doesn't bring you pain. Love doesn't have you crying every single day. Love doesn't have you take you to a dark place wanting to harm yourself because you can't break through to this person. Love listens. Love hears. This other person you can't talk to. How is that love? Right? Do you feel loved outside of the bedroom every once in a while? No. Or narcissistic people, toxic people will breadcrumb you to make you feel like that they love you. They'll do little bits and pieces here to make you feel like you're being loved. They just trick you, right? This is tricky. There's tricksters. You know what I mean? Anyways, y'all, mentalhealness.net for all things Lee Hammett. Click one of these on the screen right here if you haven't already. Also, I'm looking for somebody to design some thumbnails for me. If you're looking to help me design some thumbnails for my upcoming videos or my videos in the past, just shoot me an email at info at mentalhealness.net, and let's talk about some thumbnails, y'all. Y'all see how many videos I got? Just take it easy on me. Hit the subscribe button, y'all. I'm out. Peace.